Yo, what's up, everybody? This is your boy Food Junkie, just coming at you with a little video. This is not going to be a very long one, but I just had to address some things. I've been seeing things going on these YouTube streets and things being said and things like that just happening. Just been in the background. I haven't made a video in about a week or so. Um, you know, and I was going to come back. I know some people was anticipating and waiting for me to come back and respond and answer to certain people, but I don't have time for dusties or crusties. I really don't have time for that. Because it looks, you know, unlike most people, I am someone who don't mind, you know, airing out what I do, but at the same time, it airs out what I do. You know what I'm saying as well, which I have no problem with. But this ain't about that. The title you saw it. I'm not like you. What's up, Darcy? What's up, Connor? How you doing? Y'all doing? How y'all doing today? Everyone is in the chat. Being that this is Pride Month and everyone is celebrating Pride and things of that nature, everyone is, I guess, need a reason to celebrate being LGBTQIA. While it's an emphasis on it this month, mm, I'm kind of indifferent about it because I don't need someone to tell me when to be prideful about who I am, what I do, things of that nature, especially in a sexual aspect. Y'all know how I do it. If I want to do something sexual or say something sexual or be sexual, I don't need a month to make me feel prideful about that. Just like Black History Month, I don't need a month to tell me that I should be proud of being Black. I don't need a month dedicated to me so I can express my Blackness and things of that nature. What's up, Jenna? How you doing? I don't need a month to tell me that. I don't need someone to instruct me when to be prideful about being who I am, who I was born to be, who I want to be. Like, I don't need a month to tell me to be prideful to being born in the skin that I am, with the melanin amount of melanin in my skin that I have. I don't need a month to tell me that. But back onto this Pride Month thing and the title. Exactly. It's every day for me. Back for this title. I'm not like you. What bothers me is this. What I see on here on this YouTube streets in this sector of YouTube, people are expecting one individual to speak for every individual. Let me repeat that. People are expecting one individual to speak for every individual. I'm not like you. You are not like me. Although we may have some commonalities or some common things, some things in common with each other, we are two totally different individuals. You are who you are based on your experiences and your upbringing, and I am who I am based on my experiences and my upbringing. Exactly. But it's also an insult to give us only 1 month to, or accept 1 month with only being whatever you are, or a day. You know what I'm saying? Like National Women's Day or National Women's Month or National Disability Month or National Disability Day. It's offensive that it is regulated to just one day. You should be who you are every day of your life, every day of the year, and be proud of that every day of your life, every day of the year. It should not be regulated to just one day or 1 month or 1 week or one moment. But people are expecting one gay person to speak, hold the torch, and have a voice for every gay person. It sounds just as ridiculous as a white person expecting one black person to have all the experience of every black person that ever lived, or expect one woman to have the experience of every woman, and it's all the same. One man to have an experience of every man, and it's all the same, be it hetero or homo or whatever you want to call them. Expecting one trans person to have the trans experience for every, or have the voice for every trans person that's out there. People sound ignorant when they are asking an individual to talk about the diaspora of the gay experience. All you can talk about is your gay experience. All you can talk about is your woman experience, your man experience, your hetero experience. You can't speak on the experience of every hetero person, every homo person, every male, or every female. That's not your place. All you can talk about is your experience. I'm not like you. I may be black like you. I may be a man like you. I may be comfortable in my skin like you. We may even have the same talents and same ideas, but I am not you and you are not me. Our experiences are different. We walk through this world differently. So I can only speak on or converse about my experience and my experience only. Now we can come together and have a conversation about our experiences and find the similarities in it and the commonalities in our experiences. But at the same time, no one will ever be able to speak for Food Junkie. No one will ever be able to speak for me as a whole. And nor will I try to speak for anyone else as a whole. So when people are asking individuals to come out and come forth and talk about the experience, what's up, Big Son? How you doing, baby? Of a black person, of a gay person, of a man, or of a woman as a trans person, or whatever you may be. To me, I hear ignorance. To me, I hear stupidity. To me, I hear someone who already have their mindset for an argument, already have the mindset to disagree in order for them to try to prove their point. See, if you truly want to know something, you do less talking and more hearing and more listening. You do less talking and more listening and more gather information on your own. Hearing the different stories of different people for you to come up with your own concept of what you think a certain thing is. It's not about one person's experience. It's about the human experience. It's about people understanding that we are all different, regardless of what it may be. We all have our own experiences that we must deal with and live with and learn from. See, two people can go through the same things and plights in life, but get two totally different lessons from those plights. It's not about, oh, well, I'm black and I'm a man, so I understand everything that a black man goes through. No, because I don't walk through this life as every black man. I walk through this life as one black man who presents himself like he got some sense, who don't walk around with his ass hanging out because he buying clothes that's too big or chooses to pull down his pants to present his ass to the world. I walk through this world as someone with somewhat intelligence, somewhat with a decent way of analyzing and being critical in how I think and speak and present myself. I walk through this life as a black gay man with that aspect. I'm not walking out here popping girls and childs and popping my lips and twisting my hips and things of that nature. Not saying anything's wrong with that, but that's not my experience. So I couldn't tell you what it's about or what it's like for another black gay man who chooses to do that, or that's just who they are. I can't tell you what another black gay man is doing if they choose to be DL or they choose to try to, trick or fool or monopolize someone else to get what they want. I'm not selfish that way. That's not how I'm made up. So therefore, I can't give you that experience. And when you try to put every person in a box as if we all fit in the box that you want us to fit into, and you're asking for a conversation, that just shows me and tells me the ignorance that you possess, the unwillingness to grow and learn and, one, accept yourself because you want to put on this facade. So you want people to believe that you're something that you're not, when people who actually have eyes and who can see through what you're showing them will see you for who you are. Exactly, because they buy them three sizes too small to begin with, so they can hang up under their asses. That's not my experience. So if I'm having a conversation with anyone or a discussion with anyone, I can only talk about my experience. I can only talk about what I've observed and how I dealt with it. I can't give you a view or a clear view of, you know, the mindset of someone who don't think like me, who is not me. And I think it's unfair for anyone to expect someone to speak for a whole group or group as a whole. And that's our problem. We want acceptance, but we don't want to accept. We don't want to listen. We don't want to, saying, come into a conversation without a preconceived idea of what we want to hear. See, we get upset and we get into these riffs and fisticuffs, verbal fisticuffs was not, because we come into a conversation or we come into a situation with a preconceived notion as to what it is that we want to hear, how we want to hear it, and the tone in which we can stomach it. You are not me, and I am not you. I don't come into, I don't judge people based on who they say they are. I judge you based on who you show me you are. Based on your words, based on your actions. Do your actions match your words? You say you're this, but are you really that when you actually done this in the past, when you are known to do this? Yes, we all change, we all go through the motions, we all go through the situations that we go through. But your actions will always reveal who you really are, how you really think. Your words sound nice, sound good, sound whatever the case may be, what's not. Some people just talk on here just to hear themselves talk. But I look further than that. I look deeper than that. I look at what you're actually doing. And if you're repeating the same things over and 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 over again, and you tell me that's not who you are, who are you fooling? If the same rhetoric is coming out your mouth time and time and time and time and time again, you mean that. That's who you are. I don't understand why it upsets so many people so because someone chooses to sleep with someone that they choose to sleep with. As long as it's legal and it's of age, why is it any concern to anyone else? Y'all concerned about what man is sleeping with which women, but yet get upset when another man says he's sleeping with another man. Y'all are worried about what man is sleeping with, how many women this man is sleeping with, but y'all also worried about what man is sleeping with what other man, or what woman is sleeping with what other woman. It doesn't make sense to me. Everyone on here should be a consenting adult. Everyone on here should have the mindset and the wherewithal to choose whomever they choose to sleep with. See, someone like myself, I don't give a fuck who you're sleeping with. Male, female, if you're into other things, it has nothing to do with me. But what I'm seeing and hearing is that a lot of people on here don't have anything else going on outside of this to come on here to constantly berate and talk about who someone else is sleeping with. Before I guess, came out, you know what I'm saying? Because I really don't care what people think of me was not one way or the other. Gay, straight, bi, whatever. That does not bother me. When people used to ask me, are you gay? What do you do? My response has always been, why? Do you want to do something with me? Are you supposed to sleep with me? Do you want me to fuck you? If your answer is no, then it's none of your business. If your answer is, oh, no, I was just wondering, why are you wondering who I sleep with if it doesn't involve you? If I'm not trying to sleep with you, if I'm not trying to connect with you on that level, it's none of your business what I do and who I do it with. And see, my problem is I think that everyone else thinks the same way. If it doesn't involve me, I don't get involved. It's not a read, it's not a roast, it's not a drag, it's not a gag, none of those things. It's human sexuality, which is fluid. I don't care what you say. People say, oh, I never thought of sleeping with someone of the same sex. Yes, you have. It either did three things. It turned you on, it turned you off, or you were slightly curious about it. Now, there's very few people in this world that I truly believe is 100% turned off about that idea. You'll be surprised in this LGBTQI community, the diaspora, the differentiation of who's who and what's what. The most masculine straight man that y'all may see walking down the street could be the first one to get bent over and taken like a champ. And some of the most soft-spoken of men will be the last one to get bent over. People choose to judge people based on what they think they know, opposed to actually having a conversation and trying to get to know people for who they are. And coming to the conversation, not judging, without preconceived notions of what they think is true, what they think is right, what they think is masculine, what they think is feminine. You don't know until you know. You don't know until you're in that act with someone and they show you what they do. But guess what? Even in that aspect, that may not be all that they like. I personally think that we're all have a tinge of bisexuality into us. You hear gay men talking about they have been with women before. You hear and see women who, hey Miss Queen, hey baby, how you doing? Who have been with women before, but now they're married, quote unquote, happily with a family. You see women who have been happily married with a family, now who are with other women. Sexuality is fluid. You only get these DL people or these people on the down low or these people who are hiding who they are when you make them feel like what they're doing, who they are, is wrong. And it's something that needs to be hidden. That's when you get that. When we become a society where we understand and respect each other for who each other is, you won't be getting that down low man, that woman who is secretly with another woman, that man who is secretly with another man, or the men and women who are with both, but not comfortable enough with themselves or with their partners to tell that, to express that. Sometimes I got a little bit of this. Sometimes I like a little bit of that. It's real funny how a lot of these quote unquote women have these men in jail who's been in jail all this time, who's quote unquote faithful to these men in jail, who's been in jail for years. You think they're not getting their dick sucked? You think they're not sliding up into some wet gushy gushy up in jail? Just because they've been in prison don't mean that they're always hard. They haven't been turned out. And it's bad when us as a community, a black community, I understand why we have the why there are the negative aspects of, saying homosexuality in the black community. Because during slavery it was used as a punishment. That's what butt breaking comes from. They will rape men. They will use that to demasculate men. They will use that against women. Sorry, against on men, against women, to show them that they're not going to protect themselves. So how can they protect you? A lot of the Caribbean islands was not is where a lot of that stuff happened. So that's why a lot of the Caribbean islands don't have or don't like that aspect of homosexuality because they understand the trauma that was inflicted on to us as a people. But you don't think that homosexuality was big in Africa before the slave trade? There were whole tribes of women, whole tribes of men, and they only came together to procreate, to build their numbers. There was tribes in Africa, do some research, where you only slept with the opposite sex to procreate, but you slept with the same sex for enjoyment. But that's not talked about. In this coming day, in this mindset that we have, this judgmental mindset where we're judging everyone and everything that someone else does while trying to hide what we're doing. We're judging everyone and everything else that everyone else is doing, trying to hide what we're doing. And I'm saying that everyone needs to experience everything? No. But if someone is open to experiencing life, exploring their sexuality, exploring who they are, to figure out what they like, what they don't like, if something sticks, who are you to judge the person for that? I am not you, and you are not me. Our experiences are totally different. We can walk the same, we can be on the same path, have the same experiences, but how I interpret those experiences opposed to how you interpret those experiences dictate who we are, how we live, how we go further. At some point, we call ourselves adults. We say that we're reasonably intelligent. At some point, are we going to start showing that? We're still having a conversation about who's sleeping with who. I know it's salacious and we like it, and it's a read, roast, and gag to some. It's entertainment to others. It's a way of deflecting and distracting from your own miserable lives. But at some point, are we going to grow up and be the adults that we say we are? At some point, are we going to show the world that we are evolved enough in our thinking and our mindset and our behaviors that we're not trying to judge everyone for everything, and nor are we trying to thrust everything in everyone's face? Do you not think that I understand why some people who say they're heterosexual don't like the fact that they think that there is this gay agenda out there? No one wants to be forced to accept or deal with anything. If it makes them uncomfortable for whatever reason, it makes you uncomfortable. It makes you uncomfortable. I don't want to see anyone tongue kissing in the middle of the street. Female to female, female to male to male. I want to see all that. As an adult, you have a little bit of decorum about yourself. Show affection, yes. Show love, yes. But there's a fine line between showing appreciation and love for someone and being explicit. So I understand that as well. I'm not someone who don't get it. I'm not judging because of it. I'm not judging you for it. I want you to be yourself. But at the same time, within the aspect of making your environment conducive for everyone. That goes for everybody. Do you think that it's any difference in seeing a heterosexual person tongue kiss in the middle of the street than it is seeing a homosexual person kissing in the middle of the street? No, it's the same thing. I don't want to see none of it. But that's just me once again. I'm not you and you're not me. It's no more comfortable for me to see, you know what I'm saying, a heterosexual person engaging in sexually explicit behavior in public than it is comfortable for me to see a homosexual or same gender loving individuals engaging in sexually explicit behavior. You think that you have the right to do it because you are a man and woman? No, I don't want to see that shit. Kids should be seeing that shit if they're not seeing it at home between their parents at home. Being able to have a conversation with your children about healthy sexual activities or sexual engagement. That's where a lot of this comes from. People not having this conversation with their children about understanding how to honor yourself, how to have comfortable sexual relationships with people, or regardless of who they are, what gender they are. What's your comfort zone? What's your comfort level? And what's acceptable as far as what is explicit. When I say acceptable, I don't mean between genders. I mean what is explicit, what is not explicit, what is conducive to, you know what I'm saying, a comfortable environment, I should say, regardless of the gender. Those conversations is not, you know what I'm saying, being had with your children. Having them respect themselves enough not to be sexually explicit in public. I'm not saying anything's wrong with expressing yourself sexually, but at the same time, there's a time and place for everything. So if we're gonna have a conversation about what is Pride Month and what's this and that, let's have a conversation about it. Let's have a conversation about what you deem acceptable as a quote unquote heterosexual person. What traits and characteristics that you exhibit that may be deemed unacceptable. I'm just saying, like, everyone is on this Pride Month thing. Have you thought about people acting, oh, when is the heterosexual Pride Month? How about every day of your life? Just like people asking, when is the white um, History Month? Every day of your life, every day of society. That's what it is. You don't need to have a month dedicated to who you are in order for you to feel special about who you are, in order for you to feel good about who you are. You shouldn't need a month for that. Someone shouldn't tell you, okay, between this day and this day and this time, this is when you should feel prideful about who you are. You should walk in who you are 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, your entire life. Once you realize and come to understanding of who you are and what gifts you have to offer this world. It shouldn't be dictated to you between this day and this day is the only days you can feel prideful about who you are. And stop using these things as excuses for you to spew hatred and vitriol out there because you may not understand or you may not be part of what society is saying this is going on at this present time. We all dictate and determine what makes us feel comfortable and special. You know, I'm just saying, I just don't understand the conversations that's been going on. because they're all fluff, they're all surface conversations. No one's diving to the root of anything. And when they say they try to dive to the root of it, they're doing it to be argumentative. They're doing it to be aggressive. They're doing it to try to shock and awe. They're being combative. They're doing it not to truly understand. They're not conversing or listening for understanding and comprehension. They're doing it to respond with more vitriol and rhetoric that's harmful to us as a people as a whole. Black, white, male, female, dual experiences, whatever you want to call yourself. I'm just saying. But once we realize I am not you and you are not me, our experiences are different. What makes this world go forward and goes around and move past and make society go forward and adjust and grow and be better is understanding and recognizing that we all have different experiences. Each and every last one of us have different experiences. I can name every black gay man on this YouTube thing in this sector, and I guarantee you, we all will have a different story. Will there be commonalities in what we do and what we say? Yes, there will be. But for the most part, their experience will be totally different from mine, and mine will be totally different from theirs. No matter how much we have in common, it will still be a different experience. Some was raised with two parents. Some was raised without any parents. Some was raised in a one-parent household. Some was raised with their father. Some was raised with their mother. Some was raised by their grandparents. Some was raised, you know what I'm saying? Some wasn't raised. Some wasn't raised. All that determines and has a factor in who we are. And recognizing that, understanding that, accepting that, dealing with that, makes us who we are. You know, it's not about our differences, regardless of how you consider yourself and what category you put yourself in. It's about trying to find the commonalities into the human experience while embracing our differences. I'm just saying. We have all this strife in this world, all these conflicts and things, all these arguments because we're not trying to find what we have in common with one another while respecting and accepting our differences. We're so busy trying to put people in boxes in order for us to be comfortable with how we deal with them. Oh, you're this over here, so therefore I'll treat you this way. I'll put you in this box, so this is how I'm going to treat you because I put you in this box. And when you don't want to be in that box, well, it's not, oh, you're being difficult, oh, you're being aggressive, or oh, you're being this and that and the third. But not realizing that you're not accepting them for who they are, the individual that they are, while asking them, and not only asking them, but demanding that they accept you for who you are and all your idiosyncrasies. I'm just saying, y'all, at some point we need to have a conversation with ourselves. At some point we need to start being honest with ourselves. I am not you, and you are not me. I can't expect you to do or think or act the way I want you to do, think, and act. The way I would do, think, and act. I have to accept that we're different. I have to accept that you may not respond the way I would respond, and you may not even respond the way I may like. But also have the choice to be involved or to walk away. And those choices are solely mine. I have to deal with the consequences for my choices. I have to be accountable for what I choose to do. I can't hold you accountable for my actions. I can't make you responsible for how I feel. I'm only responsible for what I do or how I choose to respond to what you do. Period. And based on the conversations that I've been hearing on this YouTube, this is my response to that. Not calling anyone out, but calling everyone up. Well, let me say that again. I'm not calling anyone out particularly, but I'm calling everyone up. I'm challenging everyone to think outside of their mindset if they can. And understand, recognize, and accept that we are all different. I am not you, and you are not me. I don't expect you to act and respond and behave the way I do, as you shouldn't expect me to respond, behave, and act the way you do. I do what I'm comfortable with. I put myself out there the way I'm comfortable with it. And if you put yourself out there the way you're comfortable with, and I choose not to respond to it, or it's just something that doesn't vibe with who I am, I'm not going to be nasty to you. I can just walk away from you. See, that's the part of adulting that a lot of us don't practice. The understanding that we have the ability to walk away, to disengage, to not insert ourselves. I'm just saying, y'all. Hope everyone had a great day. Hope everyone had a great weekend. Hope everyone had a great week. This is your boy Food Junkie. Those of you who have been in the chat, I appreciate it. Those of you who have commented and responded, I appreciate it. And those of you that will comment and respond, those of you that watch the video and replay, I appreciate that as well. Those of you that may share it, I'll definitely appreciate that as well. As always, you guys, I love you guys. But as always, it's not important that I love you. It's important that you love yourself, you love someone else, you respect yourself, and you definitely respect someone else. This is your boy Food Junkie. And you guys, I'm out of here. I'll be in these YouTube streets looking and just observing. And when I want to connect and have a conversation with something about something that moved me to chorus, I will. Have a great day. Until next time, it's your boy Food Junkie. I'm out. Peace, y'all.